Kotor is one very beautiful and very small and interesting town. Maybe a little bit later when we finish the tour you will see, especially from outside, that the old town is surrounded by city walls and they reach up there to the fortress. If you take a look up there you will see one fortress and a small Montenegrin flag. The name for that fortress is St. John. It is a crumbled ruin and it is situated on 260 meters above sea level. And man asked me before, also maybe from here, a little bit on this side, you will see one church which is situated in the middle of the way. That is a church from Catholic Church from 16th century. It's not in use anymore, and that church is dedicated to Our Lady of the Health. We are now inside in the old town of Kotor. Inside we have 10 squares. We will visit just a couple of them, and all squares inside they got its name after some very important building on that square or after some product which was the best sold in the past. The town could be entered by 3 gates, and right in front of me you can see the main gate. Usually we start the tour from this place here, and this is the main gate. We also call that gate as the sea gate because in the past sea was until the beginning of the gate. Beside this main gate we also have a south gate and a north gate. The north gate was built also in 16th century, and we also have a south gate, one very old gate which was built in 13th century. So this gate in front of me was built in 16th century. It was a time when Venetians ruled here. Right above the gate maybe you have seen a date, 21st November 1944. It represents the day when this town was liberated from the Germany in the Second World War. And maybe you have seen 3 flags above this main gate. Flag of my town Montenegro, flag of this town Kotor, and the third flag, white and blue, is flag of UNESCO organization. Why UNESCO? It was put under the protection of that UNESCO organization. So now this town is under the protection of UNESCO organization. This is the first square, and this is the biggest square, and we call this square as a square of weapons or square of arms. We will also finish the tour here on this square. The most important building, the building, Arsenal building, is situated on my right side. Now you cannot see it very good because of that stage. But that building behind the stage we call that Arsenal building, and after that building this square got its name because in the past, in the Middle Ages, residents put in that building inside the guns, rifles, weapons, and they usually gathered in front of that building and they get armed in the time when this town was attacked by the enemy. Also, second very interesting building is this one in front of me. You can see 55 meters long balcony. In the time when Venetians ruled here, in that building was the place for Venetian provost. He was the main man in the town. And up there was a place for him and his family. And down there was a prison and there was a room. Yes, on the ground floor there was a prison and there was a room for the guardians of this main gate or sea gate. But the most beautiful building is situated behind me. City Clock Tower. On the inscription you can see that this tower was built in the year 1602 or beginning of the 17th century. Interesting is that this City Clock Tower is inclined to the sea for about 20 centimeters after 2 strong earthquakes. So it is still inclined, and the inhabitants from this town in the past they tried to put it in the right position but with no success. So now we still have that inclination 20 centimeters to the sea, and this tower was built in Baroque style. If you take a look in front of the tower you will see one small stone pyramid.
Yeah, like that.
Yes, and that pyramid represents pillar of shame which had in the past. So in the Middle Ages here existed pillar of shame for people who did something really, really bad. But unfortunately, that pillar of shame was smashed down and thrown into the sea. That's why now we only have this reconstructed stone pyramid, which represents that original pillar of shame, which we had in the past.
Okay.
Before we go to visit the next square, I will tell you that now inside in the old town we have 300 people who live here. But all Kotor municipality has 24,000 residents. Now let's go to visit the next square where we have the most beautiful palace.
Did the Ottoman come here?
No,
No.
no. They never ruled here. They ruled in the central and the northern part of Montenegro. When we speak about history of this town, it is very, very, very long. For the first time, this town Kotor was built in the 3rd century BC, before Christ, by Illyrians. So Illyrians were the first inhabitants here. After Illyrians, here came Romans to rule. After Romans, Byzantium. After Byzantium, famous dynasty from Serbia. It was the Nemanjić dynasty. And after that famous Serbian dynasty, in 1442, we decided to be ruled by Venetians. So also one of the reasons for that was because we were afraid of the Ottomans. They ruled in central part of Montenegro for more than 2 years. That's why we decided to be ruled by Venetians, and they ruled here until the final fell down of the Venice Republic, which happened in 1797. After that, here came French, just a couple of years, and after French, Austro-Hungarian. They ruled until the end of the First World War. And in the Second World War, this town was ruled a little bit by Germany and a little bit by Italy, and it was finally liberated on the 21st November 1944. So you have seen that date right above this main entrance. Yes. So that is our history. It is very, very, very long, as you can see. But the most important thing that I want to say is the town is very old. Let's go. Follow.